Okay, hello everyone, and welcome for the dissertation presentation. It is for the Masters in Teacher Training for Obligatory Secondary Education and Baccalaureate. And the topic for the presentation is the Bilingual Program of Education in Madrid. Okay, moving ahead, we see what are the reasons that led me to choosing this topic, which is the Madrid Bilingual Program of Education. Okay, so having the prospect of working in a bilingual school, I consider it important to research the historical background of a bilingual program, the development and the evolution, to see the way it has evolved or it has been implemented in different countries, in especially in the United States, in Canada, in Europe, and especially in Madrid, in Spain, and particularly in Madrid, which is our area of focus, because that could help me to know what are the needs of the students, bilingual teachers, and it could also help in the coordinating of bilingual education in schools. And here we have a secondary objective, which is identifying the achievements and challenges associated with the program. And that's not enough. Once those benefits have been identified and challenges or the difficulties encountered in the process of implementing the program, the study has come up with some proposals to enhance the effectiveness of the program. So those are the objectives. And we have a hypothesis, whereby hypothesis A0 is that people in Madrid community assume that a Madrid bilingual program of education is a failure. It is considered as a failure, and that's why the study has tried to verify the truth of this hypothesis. And the alternative hypothesis is that students neither learn the language nor the subject content. That's why it is very important for this study to verify those two hypotheses. And at the end of the presentation, we'll see what the study has come up with. And for the research questions, we have 5 questions. And the first one regards the benefits or the achievements associated with the program. Then what are the challenges encountered in the process of implementing the program? Then question number 3 regards the initiative taken by different schools in creating immersion environment in classroom and in school as a whole. And additionally, we also have another question that regards the kind of training that bilingual teachers have, because they need to be competent in their specific areas. Especially, they need to have a competency in English for specific purposes. And lastly, there's another concern that regards the attention given to students with special education needs. So those are the questions that the study has answered. And at the end of the presentation, we'll see what the study says. For the methodology used, it is documentary investigation. Okay, so moving ahead, we have the literature review. This literature review has been used to look for information concerning bilingual education program. CLEAR means content and language integrated learning and linguistic immersion. There are these 3 programs which they are more or less the same. They are different terms, but they are similar. And so the literature review has looked for the information concerning this program in the countries here indicated, that is United States of America, where the program is believed to have originated, Canada, Wales, Finland, Ireland, Spain, and in especially Madrid community, which is the focus of this study. And the literature review also has led to what is indicated here as a study gap. That means what has not been mentioned. And that leads us to the proposals, because the proposal are in response to the study gap as mentioned here. So let's see what are the proposals that the study has come up with. Okay, the first proposal here is a linguistic immersion. That means creating linguistic environment in classroom. It is a need to facilitate cross-departmental collaboration between language teachers and subject teachers, or collaboration between different departments by teachers and bilingual teachers. For example, history department and geography or a PE. They need to have that kind of collaboration. There's a need to create diversity and cultural exchange. And importantly is analyzing the language demands for students with special education needs, because there's a need to identify what are those demands so that those students can be helped, each one accordingly. The other issue regards the training for bilingual teachers, and especially English for specific purposes, so that they can be competent enough in handling their specific material as when using English as a language for instructions. Technology integration is important, and also the community need to be involved so as to make the program more effective. There's also an issue on assessment and feedback, because assessment should help teachers to know what kind of help to give to students, and there's what we call washback. That is, if the assessment should help the teachers when programming what to teach, and also there's a need for a personalized feedback. International collaborations, in especially facilitating exchange programs between schools in Madrid and schools in English-speaking countries. So parents need to be engaged in this program. Moving ahead, we have the conclusion. And the first part of conclusion regards the hypothesis. Given that we have this assumption whereby it is assumed that a Mandarin bilingual program of education is a failure, this hypothesis has been rejected by the study because it's not a failure. There are a lot of achievements associated with this program, so it has been rejected. And the alternative hypothesis by students it is believed that students neither learn the language nor the subject, has also been rejected because after consulting the reports by the Madrid Ministry of Education, whereby the report compares the results from the students in bilingual schools and the results from the students from non-bilingual school, the report shows that the results are more or less similar. There's not much difference. And that proves that students do learn. There's not much different. The program doesn't affect learning. What happened is that, and that leads us to another alternative, another hypothesis, meaning that the study has come up with a third hypothesis as a result, meaning that Madrid bilingual program of education is not a failure because students do learn, so not sufficiently enough. So they do learn, but that learning couldn't be improved, couldn't be better. And that's why we need to do something to make it better than what it is. The second part of the conclusion regards the research questions, whereby all the questions have been satisfactorily answered. And those questions were the benefits associated with the program, the difficulties encountered, initiative taken by schools in creating immersion environment, teacher training to empower bilingual teachers to make them more competent in their specific areas, and attention given to the students with special educational needs. And finally, we have the last part of the conclusion that regards the objective. And I would say that the objective has been partly achieved. That means the first objective, that was identifying the benefits and the challenges associated with the program, that has been achieved fully. What has not been fully achieved is coming up with the proposals to enhance the effectiveness of the program. I feel that there's a feeling that the proposals that we've seen in the previous slide, they are not enough. That's because there were some limitations, since as I was halfway through the study, I discovered that there's somebody by the name Sotoka CNN, who has already dealt with a similar topic concerning the limitations associated with a bilingual program of education in Madrid and the proposals, but he has focused in them on the primary education. So in this study, I had to divert my attention to a secondary education so as not to reproduce what has already been worked on. And that means the proposals, I avoided repeating the proposals that have already been mentioned by Sotoka CNN. The other limitation was a time constraint, whereby a time has been limited in a way that I wasn't able to deepen the research on the proposals. And finally, the study proposes as a future research, doing more to come up with more proposals to make the program more effective, because it's an important, this one is very important, that we have a effective or good initiative that could enhance the effectiveness of this program. So I leave that one for the future researchers who like to continue from where this study has reached. And with that one, I come to the end of my presentation, and thank you very much for your attention. Bye-bye.